So today I'm going to talk to you about the why of goal setting and why the why of goal setting is so important, way more important. So when we set a goal for ourselves, one of the benefits of setting a goal is that it creates a pulling power. It inspires us, it excites us, it lights us up, motivates us, wants us to get out of bed and actually start taking tangible action steps to move towards that goal. Now, if a goal that we set for ourselves isn't doing this for us, then it's time to relook at that goal. It doesn't mean you need to throw that goal away completely, but it just might mean sometimes that you need to do a little more homework to see what is it underneath that goal, or is there anything underneath that goal that has real pulling power for you. Now, sometimes we get lucky and we discover it, and sometimes you might discover that no, there is no pulling power in that goal, in which case you need to look for another one. So let me give you a real example. So this is a true story, but of one of my clients, and we'll change his name. Let's just call him Ram. So Ram had set this goal for himself, which we were working on, which was to create 100 crore business for himself. Now, which is great. He was very crystal clear about this goal. But as we were working with it, I realized that there was no pulling power in this particular goal for Ram. So when he spoke about it, it was just cognitive. There was nothing that was exciting him, nothing that would light his eyes up. So we decided to dig a little deeper, and I started asking him questions around him. Why do you want the 100 crores? What will you do with it? Do you have a plan for it? And he started working on that, and he came up with various plans that he had and why he wanted the 100 crores. So he created his list of, and it had some of the usuals, which was a house, a car, certain kinds of luxury, education for kids. And even as we drilled down and we looked at each of these reasons underneath the why he wanted to create the 100 crore business, none of the reasons had enough pulling power for him. None of the reasons were lighting him up. And why might this be possible? It might be possible because Ram was already very wealthy. His parents had enough money, he had enough money, and therefore there was a part of him that wasn't really excited about this goal. So I kept asking questions, and Ram kept doing the work. And we kept asking questions still, so I'm cutting short the process here, but till we reached a point where one of the things that really lit him up and resonated with him at a heart level was to create employment, local employment for the people in his particular city where he wanted to create the large business. And looking at the kids of these people that he would be employing, getting an education, improving their lifestyle. And this was something Ram had never really thought about, but he reached this place through being willing to ask several different questions at increasing levels of depth. And then he found something that actually softened his heart, found something that excited him, found something that made him feel like, okay, for this vision, for this ask, I'm really willing to do stuff. I'm willing to get up in the morning. So it brought the light back in his eyes. And that's the why of goal setting. So he goes back now and he works with the same goal. He hasn't changed the framing of the goal. He doesn't need to. He could if he wants to, but in this case, he doesn't need to. It's still 100 crore business. But he knows the why underneath it. And every time he thinks about the 100 crore business internally, his brain is connected to the why of it. And the why of it lights him up, which is in this case, the employment and the education of all the people that he's going to employ and their kids and their livelihood and improving all of that. And this will be his petrol, his chabi, the force that will actually ignite and help him use these goals to motivate himself and get himself to show up at work in the best and most energetic version of himself. So pick up your goals, look at the why behind the goal. See if the goal already lights you up, like every time you think of the goal, you go like, wow, that's fine. You don't need to do any more work on that. But if it's just a dry cognitive goal, try working through various whys. And it's like a tree. You might need to do some drilling down till you find a place where it connects with one of your core values, where very often it connects with improving the lives of others also. It's not needed, so it wasn't a prescription, but I've just found this happening very often. And a sweet spot where there's enough excitement, interest, and enthusiasm to make you want to get up and take actions towards these goals. Because the goal by itself, dear friends, is of no use till that goal has the pulling power to light you up and get you to start taking those action steps. Have fun and let me know what you think about this. And I have a ton of resources on goal setting, including a masterclass on goal setting, which you can find on my website, where I lay out tons and tons of strategies in a very compact form. So if you're interested in knowing more about goal setting and the double-edged sword that goal setting can be actually, which many of us do not recognize it as, do go and check that out as well. And hoping to hear your experiences.